Greetings and welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, to episode 386, so I'm told, of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly gaming podcast for Words About Games. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander, and I've got a big roster here today. So big, we don't have a background layout for it. What are you going to do? I'm joined this week by the returning Mr. Daff and Moody. On that side.
Fuck all he is for bringing Sadie on when I'm not even here.
Look right.
That's all I'm going to say. How to do. How is everybody? It's Friday. You know what that means. It's video game day. It's a holy day, as everyone knows it is.
You can be...
Fuck Amy and Vitz.
You can be salty about it all you want, Moody. You dropped your holiday on me. Brought the schedule forward.
I told you I was coming home ages ago before dropping it on you. It's not my fault.
And then
you have a memory really bad.
And then decided you wanted to bring the fucking schedule forward by a week. So I've been in temporal fucking limbo. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. I don't even turn up today.
You said yes.
So I did the best that I could. You don't get to complain about that. We're also joined this week by Vitz Patel.
No, I get to complain. I get to complain.
How are we all doing? I know Rudy's quite salty, but Amy, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, Vitz, for asking me how I am. That's very nice.
All different kinds of welcome.
It's very nice of you. And we're also joined by, on making his yearly appearance on the Words About Games podcast, Mr. Russell Lyden.
Hello, everybody.
Yay!
Yeah. Once a year, show my face as per usual.
Yeah, you gotta do it, right?
Yeah, for old time's sake.
For all time's sake. You're a founding member of the podcast.
Yes, I suppose so.
You were there at the very beginning.
Yeah.
No denying it.
I think we knew what we were doing more back then than we do now.
Fair.
Given that
Don't know much about games these days.
When me and Vitz aren't holding the wheel and we just let Amy drive, yeah, no wonder it's just crashing into everything.
That's what it was awesome.
I feel like me, Russ, and Keith in the old days, we all collaboratively drove the car, the metaphorical podcast car, whereas I think now it is just fully under my control, and that is not a good idea.
You control the starship, so if you can do that.
In my experience, having 3 different hands on the same wheel probably isn't the best strategy anyway.
Okay, but counterpoint, I can't drive.
That's what makes it worse. That's why we're holding on, Vitz. Amy just won't let go.
I can't. It's that fear reaction, you know, when you grab something and you can't let go.
Yeah. Why knuckle it, right?
I'm just white knuckling.
Amy's not there yet, walking up a frozen mountain ready to say let it go. She's not there yet.
I can't wait for you to just do the hair flick.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But it won't be let it go for him. It'll be fuck it all.
Fuck it all.
Something like that, yeah.
Good.
Finally quit,
start writing that
motherfuckers.
I think I've already hit it somewhere.
No, maybe he'll just get a DM one day and it'll just be the password for YouTube, and then I'll just delete all of my social media accounts, and that'll be it. No one will be able to find me again.
Then I'll just delete the YouTube.
Like an exorcism.
Yeah. Oh,
And then you'll wake up one day and it'll be like Dracula. It'll just come back again. You'll wake up and you'll be sat in front of your computer ready to podcast. Like, wait, this can't be right.
Are we in a time loop?
Oh no!
As long as as long as no one disturbs me in the middle of my backswing, that's all I care about.
I understood that reference.
I was gonna say, if you don't get that reference, Amy, you suck.
I got that reference. Thank God. How's everybody doing today?
Good. It's been a week. For those in Little Land, we're recording on a different day than usual.
It's been all over the place. I'm looking forward to getting back to normal.
But it's been fun times.
Like I'm watching GDQ on Thursday night, and then I'm like, oh, this is weird. I don't have a podcast to do. I better remember I've actually got one to upload though. And then on Friday I'm sat there watching GDQ, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is fun. I'm sure I'm forgetting something though. I'm sure it's fun.
Kevin.
Yeah, like 2 p.m. or something. I just suddenly was like, no, there is a podcast. Shit. And then it kept
no,
exporting in the wrong format. It was a whole nightmare.
They'll be messing with you. Happened to finish Baldur's Gate 3 this week on what I imagine will be my first of many playthroughs. But what a video game.
See?
Yeah. This is it. So yeah, if you haven't got to that yet, then yeah, clear everything else out.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn so that on the camera I'm staring directly at Mr. I'm gonna play that over Christmas.
Those footballs don't need managing that much.
And I'm like that at you right now. Oh, if I'm at the wrong one, that way.
No, you got it first time.
There you go.
Good.
How's it going, Russ? Normally we recap
Yeah.
how we're doing over the course of a week, but how's
For
your
me,
year?
it's more like a year.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fine. The usual stuff. Sadly, we did lose a cat beginning of last year, which was not too long after this event. Beginning of last year, sadly, but still got 3. And there's still pains in the ass.
Can't
Life's
confirm.
the same. Got a new car. Things are going alright.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, we
Oh, Russell's out there splashing the cash here, Jesus.
I know. And I only work like Christmas jobs, and that's it. It's great.
Oh, man.
You see, and you're mad at me.
Ah.
But no, we play board game days at Russ's house, and I can't confirm the cats are menaces.
I got one up there right now.
I just realised he says he only works on Christmas Day.
It
So
is.
what? So that means he's just shaved his beard off, and throughout the rest of the year, he's growing it back.
You notice he never wears
Christmas
red.
period. Christmas period.
He never wears red that part of the year.
Santa Claus in the same room before.
Does that hair look dyed?
I am going a bit grey, I'll be fair. It's getting
What's
there.
that under his desk?
It's a giant sack.
I'm not touching that.
Respect.
That was the joke. How was your holiday, Moody?
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, going up to see family. Like, I hated not seeing family over Christmas and everything. But now I like, as Amy, you know personally what has happened to me in January. I kind of just want to get out of this fucking month and just start my year properly in February and everything. So, yeah. Overall, I'm okay, but yeah.
Is your social battery drained, or has it still got some juice left in it?
Oh, I got my social batteries okay. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely fine.
It's
Everything, so.
10 seconds into this podcast, he started shouting at me. I think his social battery's fine. And that's
No, but
Moody.
yeah, I'm good.
There you go.
Though. I am good though. Thank you very much.
Just so everyone's keeping score, I am. Yes, I am. This is a Hollow Knight t-shirt.
As a
Wait,
tradition.
are you faking Hollow Knight? Is it?
I don't know.
That's my brand new display. if you
We'll
didn't
find
know.
out.
That's the brand new display, the Spider-Man.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's a pretty one.
What happened to the gap?
And that's where I put my head when I'm sitting down.
So it's like you're surrounded by.
Yeah, and I'm also not scratching it with my chair.
Ah.
Because I'm really, like, my table's literally here, like where my hand's at. So the wall's right here. So, like, I'm in a really squeezed gap, which is amazing because it feels so comfy. But it's, like, really tight for a fat bastard.
You like that comforting,
So-
enclosed feeling.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Fair enough.
Right, it's still next to Bulba, so it can't be that bad.
Oh, I got my bulb, so yeah.
There you go.
Got my bulb. And I added Squirrel.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, you sent us that picture, didn't you?
Mhm.
You've got all of the Gen 1 starters. And
Yeah.
I'm amazed I know what
All
that is.
the proper Gen 1 starters, not this Pikachu crap. I intend to get Pikachu, though.
You've got a Pikachu hat.
After
I
you-
do. It's just right there. Like, there's a Bulbasaur on top of my lamp as well. Like, I got a lot of Bulbasaurs. Amy can contend there. A Bulbasaur, an Ivysaur, a Bulbasaur. 2 over there, 1 there. 1 there.
Shout
There's a
out to
lot.
Moody, instantly like going from talking smack about Pikachu to saying, "I will buy plushie of them."
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I'm a schmuck. There's a new game probably coming this year. So I'm like, I'm buying it. It's going to be a remaster of one of the old gens, Johto or the Black and White series. I don't care. I'm
went-
buying the fucker.
You weren't here when the last ones came out, Vitz. So what I will remind you is we spent weeks leading up to the release of Scarlet and Violet being like, oh, this game's gonna suck. Like it's fucked. It's buggy
Yeah,
as
Looks
fuck.
fucked. Yeah.
You still bought both versions.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I spent £100 on that bad boy. Thankfully, it was in-store credit £100, so I was all right.
There you go.
Not even real money, baby.
Not even real money.
Oh yeah, because
You didn't get anything, no money from me, Nintendo. Not this time.
Nintendo do that thing where they sell a double pack, but it's the same price as paying for them both individually, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's no
Hell yeah.
discount
Yeah.
for buying in.
No, yeah. I just
yeah,
picked
yeah,
a version.
Yeah, I think that this year, I think if you get it, I think I'm going to get the opposite one. And then if I need to trade with you, I'll just trade with you.
Yeah, that's fair. Like
That's
you go.
always the best thing. to
Makes
do.
sense. Yeah,
I'm planning
that's
on playing all of the Switch,
efficient.
As if-
Switch released Pokemons. So, like, it'll probably come out at the end of the year. So, like, yeah. As long as you don't interrupt me playing a game on live on stream to watch the Pokemon Direct like you did last time.
But I'd called
be
it. I
fair-
said the new gen was coming, didn't I? I did
To be
say.
I will watch every single Pokemon Direct for that gentleman with the silver hair and the amazing shirts.
That's fair.
That man, his style personified.
Right. So it's Fantasy Critic week.
Apparently.
This is the game we play every year. Notice how I didn't
on
slip
the
straight
back
into Open
again.
Critic head to head. This is the game we play every year where we sit down and we play what basically fantasy football but with video games, and we put our fates in the hands of game reviewers. It's good times.
Or just luck.
Both.
Yeah.
We'll explain how it all works when we get there, but first we're going to talk through the results of last year's Fantasy Critic, which was this year is the fifth Fantasy Critic, and this year's recap is the first time I have to use the decimal place points
Yeah.
to recap the scores. That's how close some of the positions were. So I'll go through the standings and we'll just have a little chat about what happened last year. So there was some twists and turns, especially for one person in particular. So in last place, what's the worst that can happen? That's Team Loxtail, Team Russ. 125.56 points. Just ahead of that, Risk Taker Interactive, which is Elf Daughter, 125.95 points.
Yeah.
And that went right to the wire.
I was going to say, I haven't checked in a while. I
Those-
don't even know what the
The
scores
chase with
were.
the wooden
You
spoon
two
was hot.
We're doing that. Like all the way to the end.
Oh, God.
In fourth place, we had Welcoming Mediocrity. That was Keith. He had 134.46 points. So not really that far ahead in
it's
the
a close
grand
game.
scheme of things. In third place, we had the Phantom Smeghead. That was Mr. Jeff and Mark Moody with 137.48 points. He peeled away from Keith to just a little bit towards the end because you and Keith were as
Bronze
close
place,
as...
bitches. That's what I got last year, so it's all good. As long as I didn't fall, that's all I care about.
Still expecting
This
better
time,
from you.
all I'm doing
Yeah.
is looking up.
Remember all that shit you talked a couple of years ago when he won?
Oh, hell yeah. I talked a lot of shit then.
In second place, the actual queen of indie games trademark, that's me, 187.06 points. And in first place, it was one hell of a fight.
It sure was.
Roll with Advantage Games, Mr. Vitz Patel, 187.51 points.
And he was so cocky, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, he didn't even pick a whole roster.
You reached that point in the year where it was like, it might be worse.
Yeah,
I could, you know, I mean, because we talked about it, and it was like, oh, I could pick a game that gives me minuses, and then it's all over. Less than
But I don't
half
think
a
it-
point. Well done.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
it's a
gonna
bad
give
effort
you
for my debut season. Thanks very much.
Well done.
GG to everybody.
Respect indeed. Like, you had banger after banger of it. Like, it was just like your top 5 alone. It's like 90, 88, 88, 89, 88. It's just
Yeah,
like...
I think what also put me over the top was picking the unannounced 2D Mario game, which turned into Super Mario Wonder. So that scored me
As-
a 91.
As somebody
Like,
who
you
has
only have
played that
one
card in the
minus.
past with the unannounced The Last of Us
Yep.
remake, I can respect that play. It's a bold play, but when it pays off,
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like you're negative taking out not picking the counter picks. There's only one, and that's 4
Yeah,
points.
last case of Benedict Fox. That screwed me.
Not really. He still won, right?
Yeah, it was nothing screwed.
Yeah.
let's be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was more stressing than it needed to be. if
I was
hadn't had
probably
that
because
kind of
I
thing.
was the one behind you, and I was just like bringing it up every week, like I'm fucking coming for
Oh,
you.
the panic we had over what the hell's Highland Song gonna score? What's he gonna do? Because like all the chips are on that one kind of thing. But
it got to the point where it was like,
really fun.
We were just watching
But
Open Critic.
Yeah, that made it so close. Highland Song, like that's incredible. If it was just an 82, Amy wins.
Well, so it started out higher.
Yeah.
Than that, but me and I don't know what game was causing Vitz to lose points alongside me, but Highland Song kept slipping. But then some game of Vitz kept slipping as well. So I was like, I went on social media and begged any reviewer out there to give the game a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I was like, please, just 10 out of 10. That's all I need.
Which apparently is totally above board, and you can do that.
Yeah, well, I did it. It didn't
Pandering-
work.
Apparently,
Pandering is allowed. Yeah,
It didn't
It was a
work.
bold strategy.
But I'll do anything. I'll do anything and everything I have to. But as much fun as it is to talk about mine and Vitz's battle, I want to give a special achievement out. So like for most of the year, like the battles were kind of locked in. Like you'd me and Vitz at the top, Moody and Keith fighting it out in the middle. Elfie miles away until
Somewhere.
she somehow just picked two of the best games of the year at the last possible minute.
she was literally the tortoise all year, and then turned into a rabbit by the end.
But I want to shout out the person who occupied the only person who occupied every single position in this league from first to last multiple times. And that's, what's the worst that can happen? The man who somehow managed to finish in last place with the two best reviewed games of the year.
Yeah. I
And
know,
the
right?
worst one as well, didn't he? Like it wasn't,
Yeah,
it wasn't
easily.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Rude.
I should have known better than to pick that, but I was desperate for filling gaps in my roster, so it was just sort of like,
Well,
here we go. It might score like 3 points or something, right? Nope.
I defended you on the podcast
Wish.
when you did it because like every year you pick COD.
Yeah.
And every year it's been like 5-10 points. So I was like,
Yeah, it could be at
makes
least
sense.
3 or 4.
Makes sense. You get a few points out of it. And then the reviews came out
Meh.
and we were all just like,
Yeah.
what just happened?
3
Because we
times as
weren't
well.
paying attention. That's the thing about it. For it, we weren't paying attention about. We all heard. We've all, at least going on with me and Amy, we would have heard that the game's only been in development for about 15 months to 18 months. So we would have heard that. It's just we never put 2 and 2 together to say, oh wait, that could be really bad.
I had like the zombie mode in it. I know people really had like a hype for that, so it was just like, what's gonna happen here? I put like score at least
Quite
a couple
literally.
of points or
Quite
something.
literally.
And obviously, the reverse happened entirely, which is just right up my street. Yeah.
Yeah.
the fans always bitch about Call of Duty. They always do. Like it never gets really great like audience scores all the time and everything. But the critics always pump it up all the time, getting that little like Activision money from them and everything. I'm joking there. I'm joking. Just want to say allegedly.
It's the Xbox bias. Like as soon as Activision gets bought by Xbox, boom, the review scores tank.
Exactly. It's why Starfield's negative on Steam right now.
It's fine though. Todd's in the comments.
It is. He is indeed. But yeah, it's like
He's done popping
no
up in the
one
background
saw
of machine
what was going to
games.
happen with Call of Duty. Like if it was going to go off the audience score, if all of us are picking Call of Duty as a counterpoint, if it was going off the audience score, but
the audience score is
the
a hell of a
critics
lot
turned on
easier.
Call of Duty this year. That's how crazy it is.
The audience score is a lot easier to predict. You just pull up a picture of the key art of a game and go, there's a black person in this. This isn't going to do very well in the audience.
There's
score.
also a woman there.
Oh, there's a woman there. Damn.
Oh,
Well, this is going to get
Pasty
review
white
bombed.
dude, 10 out of 10.
We got guns, we got explosives. Can we give it 11 out of 10? Is that how
We've got a dead wife. Holy shit, this is going to be a game of the year.
No gears? Holy shit, this is amazing. Like, you get to burn a rainbow flag. Wow, Jesus. Gotta love this.
Wow. We took that
Maybe
that
this
sarcasm
is
to
far.
some places.
Well, nice.
Respect.
I'm charged. Like Vitz says, if I was socially still charged or something, I am.
Yeah, like that was the year that was. You beat me to Russ did beat me to Persona 5 Tactica, and that turned out to be a great thing.
I went for that
me.
as well. So
that turned out to be a great thing for me. But when I saw Baldur's Gate 3 pop up, I was like, I spent the entire week logging into Fantasy Critic every day, looking at it, going, should I? Shouldn't I? And then I didn't, and I regretted that, obviously.
Yeah.
2023 was the year I heard of Baldur's Gate 3. So when I saw him pick it, I was like, "That's enough. Okay." He's gone for a game that no one knows about. No offense, I didn't mean it like that, but I was like, don't know about this game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a smashing hit.
It's a third game, but who knows? Who knows anything about Baldur's Gate 3?
I'll be the first one to say I didn't know, Larry. I didn't know you had a game like that.
I did.
Trust me, no one knew they had a game like that.
I did.
Maybe did. To be fair, those were on the Divinity Sin. Yeah.
I knew Keith would vote for it because he likes Baldur's Gate. He's all about D&D sort of games. So I knew I'd have to beat him on it when it popped up there on the bids.
Glad I wasn't the only one who was trying to get in everyone else's head when I was making bids. I was like, right, if I bid for this, other people, Moody's going to definitely see it.
Yeah, let's just run up the score on this on the price. Yeah, 100%.
My favorite one that I did though was when I got sniped 3 weeks in a row for games that I was trying to pick up, and so I got really frustrated, and I put $1 bid in for Dragon Age Dreadwolf, and I was like, go on, I dare you.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah.
And you know what? Elfie dropped $1 on it, and I just sat there and cackled. Yeah, suck it. I baited you. I would have been gutted if I'd actually picked it up, though. So.
Oh, well.
But yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who was psyching myself out with bids.
Let's see what this year brings.
Yeah, I made a huge mistake getting involved in the first week where there was 15 games being bid on, and I got all the bad ones.
Well, that's when you've got the most amount of budget to spend, right? So it's it's pretend money anyway. So you just throw a bit in, throw a bit in.
It's a give up. It's the risk factor. What about it is because you can sit back and just chill and just thinking, we know there's games coming out later in this year that we don't know anything about. You see them all at Jeff Keighley's pain in the ass fence and everything like that, and the Microsoft thing and everything, and whatever Sony decides to do and whatever Nintendo wants to do and everything. We'll see stuff later this year. But we know there's games coming out this year that are locked, and they haven't been picked.
But some of
these games feel like they could be above 80, if not even higher.
It's I can pick this game up now for $1, or after Summer Game Fest when it's announced its release date for 30
or 15 or something.
Fuck, sometimes you just got to take those shots. But yeah, no, so we're doing a whole new one. The Words About Games 2024 Battle Royale. I just changed the year on the title.
It's 2024.
It's been 4 years and I haven't come up with a better name. So
the WAG 2024 Fantasy Critic.
So it's the Words About Games 2024 Battle Royale. And the draft order, as always, will go in reverse to the positions of last year. That means that Russ is going first. Your team this year is 3 Crazy Cats. Great name. We've got Elf Daughter. We've got Elf Daughter going second with actually gonna play games this year.
Oh, where is she?
Playing games. That's it.
Playing games, obviously.
Obviously you are, Elf. Yeah. Hope you're feeling better soon enough.
And then we'll have Keith. And when he sent me his team name, because I asked him for his team name, I cackled for a bit. I'm not gonna lie. So his team is Mr. On Goodwill Ambassador, which is it's a deep cut old school reference, and I love it. Then, continuing the Star Wars naming conventions, we've got Moody's Attack of the Smegheads, which was the worst of all the Star Wars films.
We all know what's next year. You pissed me off this year. Next year's all about.
I'm surprised you didn't go for the last Smeghead.
No, I'm
Well,
going in the
that's in many
order of
years'
release.
time.
So
Yeah.
basically,
That's
if I'm here by that time, it'll be the last Smeghead eventually.
What are you
you
gonna do
go.
when you run out of Star Wars films?
But Attack of the Clones was technically the worst in that trilogy.
Oh yeah, Big Star. Like,
So-
it was,
Oh, yeah.
it
Like-
wasn't just the worst in that
So-
trilogy.
I don't know if you've maybe jinxed yourself there a little bit, but we'll see.
It's all good. I'm ready for 2025 then.
You need to listen. You need to listen to this man's warnings.
I'm
He's-
coming in a fucking hood.
Yeah. What's the
There's
worst
gonna
that
be a
could happen,
lightsaber,
right?
I'm turning it up. There's going to be marches. There's going to be everything.
and then I'll
Some
be going.
younglings might get, but I'm not going to go there.
And then I'll be going.
One of them might
second.
be George Lucas's grandson. We don't know.
Jesus Christ, Moody. Could you go one podcast?
No,
without
the actual
fuck-
kid who gets bzzz at the thing in the film is George Lucas's grandson.
Oh. Good context.
Yeah.
Yeah, good context.
Necessary context.
Yeah, not, but yeah.
So we're electrocuting grandchildren
It's
now.
gone
What the
so
hell's going
bad,
hell?
Vitz went blurry.
Vitz was just like, I'm not involved in this, and he hit his button.
I'm blurring
what the hell
myself out.
He's going to put his voice anonymizer on. For my next pick. Then I'll be going next. My team this year is called Silksong is Just a Shadow on the Wall of a Cave.
Great name.
Yeah, thank you. If I can use philosophy references in the dumbest way possible, I absolutely will. And then going last, Vitz
Hi.
with Roll Dice and Play Nice.
Yes, Roll Dice and Play Nice. My new sub-brand for all things D&D on my various different contents. Going forward, sorry, Amy, I said the C word. Not that C word, the other one that we don't like. But yeah, for all things D&D, my brand is now Roll Dice and Play Nice.
Hell yeah.
Son.
It's a nice brand.
Thank you very
So
much.
the league options I've only changed one thing basically. We're gonna have 18 games in our teams by the end of the year, more or less. We got 18 spaces to fill. We're gonna draft 8 games today, and then we'll pick 10 up. We're going to do counter picks, which I'll explain properly when we get to it. We'll do one today as part of the draft, and then the second one you have to pick up throughout the year, which is one of the most anxiety-inducing decisions you'll make in Fantasy Critic.
Or
I
the one that
find-
Amy reminds you of and taps you on the shoulder and says, Vitz, you need to
Vitz,
pick a
You're
second
going to lose
game.
points for this, and then I get at the end of the year and go, damn, I shouldn't have told him that. I would have won.
Yeah. That's you with your good morals.
Yeah. Well, I like a fair fight. But
100%.
so the might release droppable date. So this is a game that hasn't released, but hasn't got a release date for it, and it's in this weird limbo. Last year, when it got to October 31st, after that, you could drop those games. I've moved that date back a month because it's not a very helpful date
No.
Because they're all gone.
because everything's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
So September 30th is the might release droppable date. So after September 30th, if you've got games in your roster and you don't think they're coming out, but they haven't been officially delayed, you'll be able to drop them. You're still tied to the number of games that you can drop. Like, you can't just delete anything if you've run out of drops, but it's very helpful if you have the drops available.
So
You
if
can't
I
use
remember
them.
rightly, if you automatically have 2 drops to be able to do,
So
but you're allowed, I think, an extra 2 if the games you've picked put down not getting released this year.
you can drop one game, any game, as long as it hasn't been released.
Or counterpick.
Or no, even counterpick. You can
No,
delete
yeah,
counterpick.
we
Okay.
did that. Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, I
do
thought
that.
you,
last
you
year.
couldn't last year.
No,
No,
Other
I'm
leagues
sure you
have
could do it last year.
Other leagues do that. Like that rule where it's like if someone counterpicks a game, it locks it in your team. I'm not doing that because that's mean.
Okay.
And there was that one, we all counterpicked Russ, and you would have been fucking screwed. I mean, he was already screwed, but at least give him a
Hey,
fighting chance.
some things you bring on yourself. That's what I'm going to say.
But we'll have
Because I dropped RoboCop even though it was counter picked.
Yeah, so you can do that.
Fair enough.
It's not a problem. But so it's one game of anything as long as it hasn't come out. We've got 3 drops for will not release games. So if a game gets delayed, it gets tagged as will not release, you can drop it as long as you've got one of your 3 drops available.
So technically, overall, if things happen that way, you could have 4 drops.
Yeah, basically. Like,
So they say I was close, just in the wrong order.
yeah, in the wrong
Yeah.
configuration. I'm pretty sure everyone except Keith used all of their drops last year. Keith was weirdly had the most released games. Like, I think he's like one the entire year. What else have we got? Super drops, which are like drops that you'll get awarded. I can't remember the exact date, but later on through the year, if you're so far behind, you'll get what's called a super drop, and that'll let you drop literally anything, even a game that's already come out. So if you've got a game that's giving you a massive minus score, you can get rid of it off of your team.
That could have been so useful for us last year.
I didn't realize they weren't turned on. Otherwise, you would have. But so would Alfie.
Yeah, what's that?
But it was so close.
thinking,
It was so close
for a
last
while.
year. I can't remember if anybody actually would have gotten any. Like, because it's a ratio from first place to last
Yeah, and
place.
I was like first place for like a good 7 months or so, and then
Yeah.
things just started slowly dropping away. So
Yeah, when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, because we sat on a podcast, and the week before Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and I was like, Russ is going to be in first fucking place.
She was.
for a short period of time.
This
Yeah.
is going to be amazing.
How can he fall last now?
And again,
Life finds a way.
Mm.
So how the point scoring system works is 70 is the baseline. So if a game gets 70 on Open Critic, it gets 0 points for your Fantasy Critic team. Anything above that, you get a point for every point. So if it's an 80, if it gets an 80, you get 10 points. If it goes below, you get minuses. So if it's a 60, you get minus 10 points. Except if it goes over 90, let me try that again. Every point over 90, you get 2 points. It's like a doubler for picking, really good games. And that's all of the rules that we have set, I believe.
Yeah,
We've
so
got some bans
there's a-
in place for things like ports, remasters,
Yes.
free-to-play
I've seen
games,
that.
the early releases.
And
Nothing's
then
changed.
if this is your first time watching one of these, the draft order, as Amy said, will be in reverse of what went down last year, and we'll be going in a snake order. So we'll go from top to bottom, then the bottom will get 2 picks, and then we'll go back up to the top, and the person who picked first will get another 2 picks, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
There's also one more thing.
Ooh.
The winner of 2023 gets to declare a game for himself.
Oh, really?
You do,
Yeah.
Did last year.
That's what
Oh,
we did
awesome.
last year.
I just thought it was a
Silk Song was not.
It wasn't.
Nope.
It wasn't just a meme. No, I didn't suggest that. Moody
I suggested
that
this.
rule.
Yeah.
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 It seems fair because otherwise I get a first pick and I would pick something
It's
good.
like the winner.
Like-
your winner never gets anything.
Breath of the
And I'm just
Wild
like,
sort of
why?
Yeah.
Oh, so may I
Nope.
may I request?
No.
No, you demand. You take.
demand.
Oh, okay.
You don't.
May
ask.
I
I got my pen out, so I scratched something off my list.
I didn't add it to my list.
I would say neither did I. I didn't add the what I think he's going to pick up to my list either. So
may I demand Metaphor Refantasia?
Yeah, sure.
interesting.
I'm just gonna. That one was on my list. so-
Okay, that was on my list. Yeah.
Did not expect that.
Okay, respect.
Interesting. Yeah, so obviously there's 6 players, but there's only 4 people here, so I'll just really quickly say that. We're going to be picking our games as normal, and I'm going to be performing the role of an auto draft for the other 2 members of the group that aren't here. Hopefully, I can automatically pick their counter picks. Otherwise, they're going to do really badly, and I'm going to get blamed for it, and I don't need that in my life.
Very good.
So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, I'm going to hit this big button on my laptop that says Start Draft.
Let's do the damn thing.
The draft is currently in progress. The
Let's see,
Crazy
refresh.
Cats is up.
There we go.
You've got a green border
Yeah.
around your box and everything. So don't forget, say what you picked.
Ah, there we go.
We'll talk about it because I haven't got any visuals up on the screen.
Okay.
I'm still not putting the game I thought Vitz was going to pick on my list 'cause I'm pretty sure it's...
Yeah.
I reckon it's going to get snapped up.
Well, it'll get
We
sniped.
we couldn't stop it.
It'll get sniped
fuckers.
by one of the 2 auto players.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go with. I don't know if this is right. Hold on.
Yeah, so I do have a button. I was worried that this wasn't going to work. I do actually have a button on my screen that says
Right,
draft game.
I'm going to go for
select.
this.
Okay.
And then we'll see what happens.
And then we'll see what happens.
Right.
Ooh.
I went with Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
I'm
Oh,
gonna be
he's
honest.
starting strong. He's like,
A
I
great
want to
pick.
start top of the table. I'm
Uh-huh.
not going to drop.
I'm gonna be honest.
He's doing
this
the
isn't
Moody
going the
plans
way I
last
thought it
year,
would.
which massively failed.
Amy would have bet the house that I'd pick Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as my.
I would
And
have.
then I would have remortgaged the house and bet it on Russ picking Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if it pops round again, maybe. I doubt
It's
it.
not going to, mate.
He's
It's not
fucking
going
down,
to.
eh?
Right, so who is up next? It is
It's
Elf
Elf Daughter.
Daughter.
It is
So
Elf Daughter.
Mm.
Let's see what Elf Daughter gets. Oh, it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I'm actually picking for the right people here because if I accidentally
Yeah, if I
just
fuck
go to Keith.
myself over.
Yeah,
there
so
we go.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has been locked in for
Final
Elf
Fantasy
Daughter.
VII. Boom.
Next on the
But
roster.
Fairwald.
Which
Yeah,
means
it's
I have to
Fairwald.
do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Don't worry, you get a break after this.
no, it's fine. So Fairwald is going to get Dragon's Dogma 2.
Ooh, interesting.
That was the next
That's
one on the
interesting.
list.
That's interesting.
That was gonna go on my watch list, but I
So
don't know. Something about that game looks a bit off to me.
I played the first one, and while I respect that it has a lot of people who love it, and I respect
Yeah.
those people and their opinions, I was there when the first one came out. So it's like it's not even on my. I've got a list, a tiered list, and it's not on any of my tiers.
Yeah.
So, of the
Hey, but
Kingdom.
Keith, good luck to you.
Well, Hollow Knight song. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
oh,
It happens.
I said on the podcast, I said if Elfie doesn't do it for a laugh, Moody's going to do it, and he's an idiot.
But
wasn't even on my list because I knew I wouldn't get it. So
up to this point, I was fully in the
First,
realm
Russ.
of right. It's me that Amy always picks this game and it never comes out.
But now I feel free because
Yeah.
Go
now
for
I've
it.
got 2 picks before Moody picks again. Because you see,
Yeah,
the way I've
that doesn't
worked
bother
out,
me.
what I've worked out about this, the way this draft works is, I'm not picking against everybody. I'm picking against Vitz because he goes next, and then I'm picking against Moody because he goes after me. And now I have 2 picks where I thought I might only have had 1. Because
Yes.
now I go boom, you pick your games, and then I get another one.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned, I don't think Hollow Knight Silksong's coming out this year. And I think the fact that it wasn't
What
at
if
the
it did?
I think the fact that it wasn't at the Xbox showcase last week was a big red
come
flag.
on, it's probably gonna
Yeah,
get.
Whole
the old-
long year, sweet.
Yeah.
Developer _direct, which I thought was as a sidebar. I thought it was a brilliant actual showing for
Oh, it was amazing.
a look into the studios and how they work,
Yeah.
and we're seeing some fresh faces that I personally never seen before.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Todd Howard.
props to them and the team that put that show together.
Yo, it's like what Jeff Keighley should have done. Allowed the developers
Wow,
to speak.
taking it. Okay.
Friends, if you're playing at home, that's 2 shots you have to take now for every mention of that name.
Hell fucking yes.
All right.
Ooh.
So I
Tekken
just
8.
took Tekken 8.
Interesting. Yeah.
That was one on my list. So I understand I get
It's
2
on my
picks
list.
now, right?
Yes, you do.
That's
Yes,
correct.
your
yeah.
first
so you
pick,
get the one.
Okay.
Final
You don't have
Fantasy
to pick the
VII
game
Rebirth.
that you don't have to
No.
pick the game that you've
Oh, no.
claimed.
Oh, okay.
As
Awesome.
long
Yeah,
as
he does. I had 2
Okay,
last
I'm
year.
hearing 2 different things here. I'll pick it. That's fine. So, Metaphor Refantasio, the game coming by the same team who put the Persona games together. At least 3, 4, and 5. They have spun off. I believe they're still under the Atlas brand, but they are putting that game together. So,
I so can see what you're going for next. I kind of can.
Call the shot then.
I have an idea.
Yeah, call it. Yeah, go on.
call it.
You're going Persona 3.
I am.
Yes. Hell yeah. Hell
That
yeah.
pause was
You
the
saw that. I
confirmation
saw
enough,
that.
to
I
be
was
fair.
thinking, I know
Like,
what
he
he's
does,
going for
yeah.
right there.
Okay.
Action is now back on Amy.
So that it was about. I have the games remaining on my tier 1 list that I thought I would have.
Okay, that's
They
good.
just-
That's good. That's
They
good.
That's
just,
awesome.
They just got sniped in a way different order than I thought they would.
No, but honestly, Tekken 8 is a great shout for you. There's a lot of hype, a decent hype around that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have historically.
Now,
I've
I
had-
remember having it last year and expected it to come out. And then they decided to delay it to January this year.
Historically, I've had really good luck in the past picking games out of genres that I don't play.
That is true.
It's probably has something to do with the fact that I don't have any personal investment in it, so I can just look at it and go, "Oh, I think that game's going to review really well."
That's awesome.
There's a video essay by One Blessing Adegoye Jr. over at Kind of Funny about black hair in video games.
I fucking love that video.
It's a salient point when it comes to Tekken 8 because Eddie Gordo their character model was just released, and like every other video game character who happens to be black, they have the Killmonger hairstyle, and there are other hairstyles available for people.
Shout out to that video because it's a fucking amazing video. Go watch it if you
great piece of journalism.
Such a good video. And with that being said, take that.
Senua Saga Hellblade 2. Yeah. Great pick.
Absolutely.
I realized it wasn't coming back to me because of the auto draft, so I was like, I'm going to take this now.
So what we got next then?
We've got Attack of the Smegheads. What's he going to add to his first pick, which isn't coming out? Let's see what I did there.
Was this the one with Christopher Lee in it when he was Count Dooku?
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor Christopher Lee.
Mario.
Nice. Paper Mario: 1,000-Year Door remake.
I got to admit,
on my list
was on my tier list.
It was on mine as well.
Very high, but I was like, yeah, okay, I can see it. So it falls back to Keith,
the wonderful Keith,
Mr. On Goodwill Ambassador.
The thing is about these two auto pick people, they're going to be getting games that are just at the highest tier, aren't they, all the time?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so we know what they're
going to. Okay, so Keith is getting Rise of the Ronin.
That was next. That was the next on the list, and if I remember rightly, I think I know what Elf's getting next.
Oh, shit, no, hang on. We hit the wrong button.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Elf's game.
Did I? What?
No.
Skull and Bones again.
I mean, it's on here somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, have I gone back to the last year?
He's broken everything.
My laptop. What are you doing? All right, we're back. It went back to
last year's roster.
Last year's roster. I was like, wait. Vitz picked Spider-Man 2?
Hell yeah, I did.
Spider-Man 2's this year?
Yeah, so Elf to pair with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The game in I'd say roughly the same genre.
Is it Visions of Mana?
It is Princess Peach Showtime.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, one of the
Three Crazy Cats. Gonna do a back to back.
Yep. That's how the Sneaky Snack works.
Actually, I need to check that off because I had Princess Peach or Showtime as a backup. I did not realize it was so high on the hype list on Fantasy Critic. A lot of people.
I knew that Final Fantasy VII was going to get picked before it was my turn anyway. So I thought, okay.
I'm not going to lie, Vitz. I was 100%. You are picking that game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I go. So I went with Black Myth's Wukong. Yeah.
Wasn't on my list this year. I didn't pick it.
I had a little look. Obviously, I'm not into computer games like you guys, so I was doing my list this morning, this afternoon, just sort of like, let's see, right? Let's go. Let's look at all the reviews. Let's have a look at some vids and whatnot. It's like this one sort of piqued my interest, so that's usually what I go with. My next one.
Russ is just speed running our podcast. We do it over the course of the year. He does it in one afternoon. Like, I can't say that.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So I don't think we have a definitive date on that one as yet, do we?
It's been delayed till the end of the year. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But
they've pushed it to the end of the year.
That was on my
list as well. Let's see what Ubisoft is chefing.
You know what? I read
for that game.
I collect Edge magazine. I was reading a big feature about it, and it did make me go,
interesting.
Maybe I'll keep an eye on this. Like, I haven't played an open world Ubisoft game for many a year. But maybe Star Wars will get me back.
Russ, this is a criticism of your pick. I would just advise everybody to go read a fantastic piece that Reb did over at IGN regarding the developers of Blacksmith Wukong, and I hope that upon reading that, they will change their attitude about how they treat members of their team.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Elfie's next game. Sorry, that face it wasn't in response to what you were saying, Vitz. I just
Oh, no,
saw
100%.
I'm assuming it's due to what's next on the list.
Yeah. Is Microsoft Flight Simulator
Flight
2024.
Simulator, yeah.
Oh, that was on my list. That was high on my
That's
list.
a
Yeah,
tier.
that-
That is.
I thought
tier
about
one-
that, but
Tier one
Yeah.
game. I remember Moody getting it that one year,
Yeah,
and I was just like,
yeah.
motherfucker.
Mm.
He played us all, and then I actually played it last year. And
It's
a lot of
whatever's
fun.
next. What was what and whatever was after Flight Simulator for
Yeah.
Keith.
Unfortunately, also a game on my list. The Plucky Squire.
Oh, yeah, that was high on mine.
All right.
So we are
Ganja.
with Attack of the Snakeheads.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get to 4, we'll take the break.
Mm.
It's all good.
We'll finish the draft. We'll do our counter picks, and then we'll just shoot the shit for a bit. It's
Mhm.
like shooting the shit with you guys.
Yeah. Likewise. Highlight of my week.
I'm now trying to figure out what Vitz is going to do next because I feel like I'm looking at my list. I've got 2 tier 1.
I've shaken it up now.
I've got 2
That's
tier
it.
1 games left. I know and you're the only person on this podcast who's heard of one of them. But I'm like, does that mean he's going to take it? Do I take the other one? Because the other one's a gamble.
Unicorn Overlord.
Yeah.
Damn, I was going to
never
pick that
mind,
game. That
never
was my
mind.
next pick.
Moody has also heard of it somehow.
Yeah. That was my next pick.
It was on my list. If that's
Yeah.
It was actually on my list. It wasn't high on my list, but it was noticed. It
it's
was on
just-
there.
It's the sleeper game of 2024. Like everybody's sleeping on this game. It's gonna.
It was the next one on the high. It was the next.
It was
highest pick.
up there. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was up there
like-
for people. So at least for picks and everything.
Right.
So
Amy, my friend, what are you going to do?
Go to the next page, I guess, because
Yeah.
not there.
Currently
There
on
you-
her
there
roster,
you
we
are.
have Tekken 8 and Senua Saga Hellblade 2.
Hold on to your butts.
Okay.
You did the thing that I was going to do.
interesting.
That's what I was trying to cycle. So
Yeah.
that's why I was doing the thing.
Fair enough.
Last
Not on my
mainline
list.
3D Mario platformer. I said 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We sat down, we did a podcast for our most anticipated games of
Mhm.
2024, and I said, it depends if you believe the Switch 2 is coming out.
Mhm.
And I've decided
There's
that
sold
I
a lot of
believe.
Switches this year, working in retail. They're still selling them.
Yep.
And I knew Vitz was going to take it, and I knew I had to get it. if
I mean,
wanted
it worked out so well for me last year, right? With going with what would be Super Mario Wonder.
Whatever's happening, we're getting the next Nintendo console within the next 18 months.
Sure.
It's going to be out in
Yeah.
2025 at the latest. So
2025,
whatever's
I would
happening.
say. Like, as
I
a
don't.
as a guess.
I do believe it's this year.
I'm taking,
I reckon
I'm
it's
taking
next
the
year.
swing. I'm
Hey.
taking a swing on it.
Nah. Nah, it's gonna be next year.
It's worth taking a swing on it, I think. And I knew Vitz was going to lock it down, so. I mean,
Yeah.
that shit's worth like 95 on Open Crate.
Yeah,
It does come
100%.
out, so.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
No, my luck,
Okay.
one of the other two will end up
okay.
fucking counter picking it.
Okay,
Automatically,
what
and I'll
are
be
we
like,
gonna
sorry.
do? Right. So I have a feeling this game is going to get into early access, but will it be reviewed while in early access?
Will it be reviewed at all in early access?
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, like a Kerbal Space Program 2.
Okay, yeah, that's your
That-
Hollow
that-
Knight Silk Song.
Yeah, it is my Hollow Knight sing song. It is. I think I was looking for that for 2 years basically, and I still got shafted. And like I didn't get shafted. I shafted myself. Let's be fair, because I knew it was coming out, and
Sometimes you just got to go with your heart.
but I should have realized that it was not going to be effectively finished.
Okay,
It'll get-
first pick for me is going to be the follow-up to Celeste. It's going to be Earthblade. And then I get to go again.
Shout out to
Ah.
Celeste, by the way.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, indeed.
Okay. Do I
So
do this
excited
now?
for
Or
the next
can I
Earthblade.
can I wait for it to come back around?
Yeah,
Yeah, do
it's
that,
not
do
like
that,
it's
it'll
not
be
like I'm
fine.
in your head or anything, Vitz.
Yeah, that's it.
Apparently, I've set up a rental home in there.
Uh huh.
Let's go with your heart, mate. Ignore Amy. We all do.
Okay,
true.
friends, we're going with Rise with the Golden Idol.
Oh, you bastards! I had
feel like
that one.
I feel like I just got fucking.
Who's in
headshot.
whose head now?
Who's in?
Who's fucking each other now, Moody?
It's me and Vitz just tearing
I got it.
strips out.
Airbnb up in there.
Respect.
You've got a rental home? Well, I bought a condo, motherfucker. All right. I am gonna go after what I just did a little bit. I'm gonna pull back a bit. I'm gonna be a little bit safer. Well, is it safer? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But I'm going with Pacific Drive, the game coming out next month.
Nice.
It's just had a preview cycle that was quite positive.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well.
I pre-ordered
Like
it.
I watched Skills Up video and I was like, I like what I'm hearing.
I pre-ordered it on PlayStation because it's up for pre-order. I never normally do that. Right, Moody. What game are you going to snipe off of my list? There's still tier 2 games available.
Why don't you just read them out so then we can make it easier for us?
Yeah. Like, just tell us.
Yeah, sure. So it's at Metro Prime 4,
GTA 6.
GTA 6,
2.
Monster Hunter.
Frostpunk 2 is a great shout.
Good shout. I always forget because when you do this once a year, I always forget that it's super easy at the beginning to just be like, that one. And then before you know it, it's just like you're like staring at the monitor, like. So I've got to pick.
Yep.
Unfortunate. Because I remember what's
very
next.
unfortunate. That's why I never touched it. I was not touching it.
The next two picks.
But if this
very
fucking comes out
unfortunate.
and gets reviews, holy shit.
I mean, if it
Are
gets
they going
reviewed,
Hades 2?
yeah.
Hades 2. Yeah, it's Hades.
To be fair, it is very fitting that Keith would get Hades 2.
Because he did get it the first time. Yeah,
Yeah.
he got the first one.
Obviously, once Hades 2 hits early access, everybody's going to be all over it. So I think there's a high chance of getting reviewed in early access than, say, the first one. But it's whether it hits early access this year or whether they just take some more time just to do what they need to.
I think it'll hit early access this year. I just think it might hit late at the end of the year. Like they're saying that they summer or something like that. I think it'll be fall.
Yeah.
But I
The
might be
first one was a Game Awards Shadow Drop. So
It was.
the Epic Game Store was a Game Awards Shadow Drop. Now that I remember it.
There's
I'll tell
the
you what.
potential, if it's the summer, that they'll do it again, but this time at the Summer Games
Yeah.
Fest.
I'll tell you,
Shadow Drop this early release.
I downloaded that fucker day one. Super giant, man. I love them. Anyway, here's a game I'm not going to play for Elfie.
Oh,
Yep.
Warhammer 40k, Space
That could
Marine
go either
2.
way for her. that.
Well, like
I
the
really
development
could go
team,
anywhere.
like the heads that I've read of like the names of people who are working on it have like chops, but it's whether they make a good game out of it. Like the first one was fine, like it was okay. I played it on Xbox 360, but it's like well, we'll see what happens. Russ,
I get 2, right?
Yep.
You do.
But we're only going to pick one,
and
and then we're having the halftime.
and then
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We'll have a cheeky rundown of everybody's list as they stand before
Let's
we
look
We'll
take
do
a
that
break.
when we
Page two.
come back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like a refresh.
Yeah. What's he going to go for?
There's the head bob. It's like we're at the point
Yeah.
now where it's like I have to make actual decisions now.
Mhm.
This is tough.
What do you mean all my games have already been picked?
All right.
Oh, that's a
Metal
bold
Gear
play.
That's
Solid.
ballsy. That's a bit
What
ballsy.
a thrill.
What a
So,
thrill.
gentlemen, ladies,
Someone's going
NB.
off that PlayStation video that came off a few weeks ago saying,
So,
oh, it's coming
Gentlemen,
out.
ladies, in NB around the world, they have gone for Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater.
Why did they call it Delta?
No fucking idea.
Delta's like the
It's the
Yeah.
it is,
'cause
isn't
it's-
it? Yeah.
no, because alpha, beta, gamma, delta.
Gamma.
So that's 4.
I'm gonna Google it.
Maybe Delta has
Yeah.
just 3 sides to it, as in the symbol. So
It's a
that's why.
triangle,
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
and they
it's
thought
three.
triangle sounds dumb.
Mm.
We need something cooler.
They could have just called it Metal Gear Solid
3.
Snake Eater.
They could have just called it Metal Gear Solid 3 like they did the first time. Let's be fair.
When
We'll
it's not
see.
even the
We'll see
third
how many
one.
tree frogs we feed
That's
on
the
this
thing
year.
about it.
Snake
It's not
Eater
even
was
the
the
fucking
third.
third one.
Was the third game, right?
Yeah, it's the third game I think that
Was.
came out release, but it's like it's a prequel.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Wow, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody,
anyway.
now everybody's fucking, absolutely cracked in the head, and like George Lucas, and names their film series out of order. Numbers their film series.
It
out
could
of
only
order.
do 1 and 2
Films
and
them out of
3
order, let alone names
in
them
the
out of order.
late 90s, early 2000s. That's what he said.
Because otherwise, no, they wouldn't have made more past the first ones. All right. That's been our draft so far. We're going to have a halftime break. I'm going to go and maybe reassess some games on our list. I'm just really going to go and pee.
Yeah,
but
same.
We'll
I'm gonna
be,
go
we'll
and
be
make a
back.
cuppa.
I need
We'll
a
be
quick
back in a
cigarette too.
minute.
All right, bye, friends.
Cool. Then we're back. So we're halfway through our Fantasy Critics 2024 draft. Let's run down our picks so far. Starting at the top with 3 crazy cats.
So we got Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. We've got Black Myth Wukong. We've got Star Wars Outlaws and Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater.
Like, I figured like Dragon wasn't coming to me, but like I cannot express like that game comes out on Friday.
This is about to be Amy's whole personality.
cannot express how excited I am.
What, for Like a Dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've almost completed the game I've been playing, and I'm like, get that one done. Boom, ready for Like a Dragon.
Yeah. Like, I was hoping, because I rented Pokemon Violet, I was hoping to like put some time into it, but it didn't turn up, so it's going to turn up midweek. So now I'm just like, I'll probably just leave that to chill for a bit.
Yeah, Like a Dragon's going to be a mammoth.
Okay, so we have
Just started seeing trailers for that on YouTube as well.
Yeah, so
Like a Dragon.
I finished the previous game on Christmas Day, and then I watched the story trailer, and the story trailer is 10 minutes long. And I was like, damn. I clicked play, and I was like, oh, that's a long trailer. And then I got to the end, and I was like, I'm going to watch that motherfucker again. That was awesome. So we've also got Elf Daughter. I guess I'll step in for Elf Daughter. Actually going to play games this year. She's picked. Picked Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Princess Peach Showtime, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. That's like a fucking...
Yeah, that's an eclectic list.
Yep.
You can all
3
confirm.
guaranteed hits that are going to nail her with some cracking points.
Yeah.
Warhammer
40k. Yeah,
Might
well,
do the business.
I wanted that one. I wasn't probably going to pick it now, but like, it was on my. It was like I was going to pick it eventually. I was probably going to get it just because. Yeah.
It might do the
I like that.
business. And Keith, I'll fill in again. Mr. on Goodwill and Batman. I love that name all year. He's picked Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin, The Plucky Squire, and Hades 2.
It's not a bad slate.
It's not bad, yeah. Like, that sounds wrong when we're saying, like, he's got Hades too, but it's like, it's probably technically not coming out this year, and it probably won't get him any points.
I mean, if it hits, it's going to pop off. Like,
yeah, if it hits, no doubt about it. Rise of Rowan, I think that's going to be a killer one, and I think Plucky Squire, when that comes out, is going to be
that game
awesome.
Looks so damn charming.
Dragon's Dogma 2, like, I had it high on my list at the beginning, but then I started reading the things of the previews, and I'm just like, so like I think the people who love Dragon's Dogma are going to be like, boom, yeah, this is amazing. But the critics, I think they're going to be a bit
that's the thing, isn't it?
iffy on it.
Even if a game hits and it gets mid reviews, and the general consensus forms around it being mid, like you'll have people who absolutely love the
Hell
stuff.
yeah,
I love
like
that
I think I'm going to love it. Like I'm going
Yeah.
to try it. Like I didn't try the first one, but I'm going to jump in this one, and I'm going to be like gobbling this one right up.
Like,
so
remember the lake controversy? The controversy only existed on this podcast. 69. What the fuck?
Like we both gave it like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, I think, and we were just like, "You're fucking nuts, you batshit crazy critics."
Moody, what do you have on your list, my friend?
I have Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Paper Mario, The 1,000 Year Door remake, Unicorn Overlord.
Damn you.
Overlord, sorry, and Frostpunk 2.
So
That's the one
angry.
that stings, Amy. That's the
It
one that really
stings me
stings.
because I was like, I'm gonna pick this because Vitz is gonna pick it, and then it just disappeared. I feel like a burden has been lifted, though. Like somebody
That's all
else,
that I took all
somebody
night.
else is taking Hollow Knight. Like I feel like
You're no longer pushing that boulder up the
feel
But
hill.
the thing is,
yeah.
I know what I can see. I'm 50-50 with you, Amy. There's a chance this won't come out this year at all. But if it fucking drops,
You won't even if it drops this year, you won't even have time to brag about it because I'm gone.
yeah. Amy's already downloaded it, even though it hasn't come out yet.
And then we've got me. All right, Silksong is just a shadow on the wall of a cave. It's going to be an interesting name for the rest of the year. I've got Tekken 8, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, unannounced mainline 3D Mario platformer, and Pacific Drive.
That's a great list.
I'm pretty comfortable with that list. Like I realized like I had enough tier 1 games to like have like my first 3 picks. Be like all games I was like, yeah, I'm really happy if I get 3 of these games. And Pacific Drive just looks really fun. Like me and Moody have been enjoying seeing the trailers for it for a while. So
Like the thing is, that trailer, the first time we saw it, we were just like, what the hell is this? And by the end of it, we're like, what? What is this now? Give us it now.
Yeah.
what is this?
Everyone was like that.
Don't know, but I want it. Fitz, what do you got?
So rounding off for Roll Dice and Play Nice, we have Metaphor Refantasio, Persona 3 Reload, Earthblade, and The Rise of the Golden Idol.
Yeah, it's a fucking banger of a list.
Thanks. Russ, it's on you, my friend.
Yeah, let's scroll back to the top
Back to
here.
you.
Rise of the Golden
Right.
Idol, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
That was in my top 10 a couple of years ago. The first one, I thought I've
Yeah.
got this one in my back pocket. I don't need to worry about anybody taking this.
Yeah.
You could pick that up for $1.
I
2
was
each
going to
from
pick
you.
that up for $1. Motherfucker.
And the eyes of the world turn to Russ.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ooh.
Oh,
Silent Hill 2 remake.
Oh, he's gone for that trailer from PlayStation. He's gone for it.
Yeah, that's a game that's going to come out. That's all I got to say about that.
That's it. Check out last week's episode of What's About Games podcast to hear us talk about this a little bit.
It's all right. I've picked it. Good job if I don't feel like it, but we'll
Man,
see.
I really hope this pops off, like because of what it is. But
The reverence it has,
I mean, with me as well. But
Yeah.
I've played the developers' previous games, and Moody's
No.
played the medium. Like,
Yeah, the medium was not good at all.
The game's so fun, they dubbed it Tedium.
Yeah, they had visions of it. Like, there's some like good elements to it, but at the same time, it's just like fuck.
yeah. I played the Blair Witch, and they managed to make the Blair Witch not scary. I'm picking for Elfie, right?
That's actually impressive.
Yes.
No, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that means I just picked the top one, which is Helldivers 2.
Ooh, interesting.
Me and Keith played a lot of the first one.
Sony first party title.
Second.
Second, sorry. Yes, second party title. Coming out early this year. Didn't have a date on it.
Yeah, early 2024. If you
February
hover
8th.
over it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, February the 8th.
I
for them.
kind of want to play it, but I don't think Keith's going to play it with me. But we had a lot of fun playing the original. I still quote it. There was that one line where the guy was like, because it's basically Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
And one of the characters had like lines they would just throw out, and one of them would constantly be like, "How about a nice cup of liberty?" And I found that so funny. I've quoted it like, I've quoted it for like 10 years.
Nice.
So let's see. I know what Keith's getting because I just saw the list. It is on my list, and it has a release date. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, they've basically released it saying this is the final release date.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're like, we just gotta get this out.
September 5th, according to the site.
Oh yeah, put that down. twice on my list.
I still didn't play the first one.
All right.
Sounds like
a
such
scary,
niche
hairy game. That's all you, my friend.
In it just.
Yeah.
Let's see what Moody adds. I'm curious. Curious if he's
Right.
just got a camera in my room pointed at my phone.
Let's stick with the Nintendo theme. Mario versus Donkey Kong remake.
And you. Damn it, blast.
There we go. Well, it's like
That's
I didn't think I'd
that's a
get
strong
that,
ass
so didn't pick it.
That's
was on
fair.
my
I know
list.
nothing about Mario versus Donkey Kong original, so I was like steering well clear of it.
The RPG remake got good scores last year. And
Well,
I
it
was,
did.
Sure did.
I had no anticipation for that whatsoever.
Well,
and
it
I was
did,
just
but
like,
I knew what that was.
yeah, no, that's fair. But I think with the new aesthetic and everything and mechanics that they're throwing in on this, I think it's just like, it's a Mario game. The schmucks love, the critics love a Mario game.
The Mario sickos out there, they love it.
Yeah. All right. I think IGN got the Xbox guy to do the Mario Wonder review.
Is that Ryan McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It made no sense to me. This is like,
Let's
last
take-
Nintendo guy plagiarized shit, so we can't use him.
It's true.
Ooh, strong pick there, Amy.
Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons remake.
Yeah, that was on my list. Yeah, but yeah,
Remember playing the first one? I don't know. Like you
Oh,
say
the
strong-
original.
You say you say strong pick, but like I don't know how reviewers of today are going to handle the controls.
Yeah.
unless it's first person and it's shooting things, they won't know.
Yeah, but it's not. It's you control two characters with one controller.
Yeah, I loved this game. I thought it was
fucking loved
amazing when I
the
played it.
original.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm looking forward to the remake and everything. I think it's going to be absolutely great.
Hey, so my next pick is going to be Under Night in Birth 2, Sis Celeste. For my first one. Then,
They're going for the Kingdom Hearts style of naming games, I see.
yes,
Sis Celeste. What the fuck does that mean?
no idea, but it looks awesome.
All right, cool.
It looks like abbreviation for System Celestial or something, but
Is it a
I wouldn't
fighting
know.
game?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, in a bit of a pickle at the moment as to what
Yep.
to go with next.
We're at that moment.
We have now entered pickle
We've
stage.
reached the pickle stage.
Uh-huh. Okay, friends, we're going to go with Visions of Mana.
Damn, I was going to take that next.
Yeah. It looked really good at the Develop _ Direct show. And yeah, I think it's going to review really well.
I was very surprised not to hear when it was at the Developer Direct. Game Pass. I was so expecting
Oh,
that.
did it not say that?
No,
Ah,
no.
fair enough. Yeah, I didn't watch.
But I am looking forward to Visions of Mana. It looks really good.
I played the one they redid in 3D quite a few years ago now. It's fun. Like it's a fun alternative to Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. And it's back to me. And
All right, what are you going for, Amy?
my next pick has been taken. What am I going for? That's a very good question. How far? No one's going to take that. I can
Again,
say
we're in the pickle stage.
Amy, just to remember, you said no one's going to take that before, and it
no
went
one.
so wrong for you.
Okay, I will rephrase that. There is one man amongst you crazy enough to take that. Looking at you, Russ.
I was thinking it might be me. You never know.
Call of Duty. Yeah, no, thank you.
Not this time. Good trade.
I'm just
Trade.
clicking through the list that's on the site just to make sure there isn't anything I haven't forgotten about.
Lovely chamomile tea with a slice of lemon in it. Can't beat
Nice.
it. It's like, I'm getting ready for bed. Like, I'm going to bed after this. It's my go to bed tea.
Sleepy time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm a coffee on the morning, and I'm green tea with lemon throughout the rest of the day with water, and then it's chamomile tea with lemon at the end, and then boom, out.
Out like a light.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to see it. Okay. Sorry, I just
Russ,
There you
Russ,
go.
do you have a list in mind of things you're picking from?
I have stuff, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll wait until it's your
Yeah.
turn. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Interesting. I'm really.
It's probably a very curious
Amy,
insight,
can you
right?
hurry
Because
up?
obviously
No.
you guys are constantly on this, right? Whereas
I
I'm
mean-
sort of just like leaping into the deep end and going, that looks decent. And that looks okay.
That can be
this
a blessing and a curse.
Yes, of course. Like, because obviously I fall into the traps of like trailers and shit, right, and other things. It was just like, ooh, that looks amazing, and then it doesn't come out.
Bitch.
But at least if it does come out, you're not losing points. You're just not gaining any, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can drop it, right?
Okay.
Like that's the thing
Okay.
about picking unannounced mainline 3D Mario platform. It's like I can just drop that if I want.
Yeah.
But yes, Animal Well. This game looks fucking incredible.
It sure does.
My
It
hesitation was
really do.
haven't
Really
seen
does,
any
yeah.
out through it for so long. That's why I was hesitating. But then I put it in my tier list, right? For a reason. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with what past Amy thought. Gotta do it. I'm dead. I'm very curious about this question.
It's in the. We'll get there when we get there.
Okay.
Uh,
So how many have I got left? 2 more. My last one
Moody.
is gonna be a banger. It's gonna cause a reaction.
Was the
Could
man,
you
the myth,
hurry
the
up,
legend?
Not so simple, is it?
Uh-huh.
he's obviously
Adding up
browsing
in my
different
head 'cause
pages.
I'm like,
He's
if
going
I
to
take one
different
of the
review
top
sites.
ones, what I'm trying to see? Okay, so that means Keith will get this one, Thingy will get this
Yeah.
one, and if Russ doesn't take this one, that means Alf will get this one, and then Keith will get this one. And it's like,
Basically,
Russ-
you have to work under the assumption that the next 5 games on the list,
Yeah,
aren't
the top
coming
games.
back.
I don't care about that one. It's just one I'm looking at that I want. Probably. How many picks have we got left after this? 2 in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
You'll have. Yeah.
I've got 3 right now, but after this one, I've got
yeah.
2
So
left.
yeah, so
Yes.
you've still got 3. So this one. plus
Okay,
2.
okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm going for
2,
I'm going to go for
3,
this one.
4, 5, 6, 7, and then one
Can I
more.
pick this
after
one,
that.
please?
Yeah,
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
that's another
Okay.
Frankie game, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. Is it not?
Is it? No,
Yes.
Grand Blue is. I thought it was a more of a story-driven game.
Oh, maybe it is.
Because the other ones have all been that.
Yeah, to be fair, the
based off
box
an
art
anime
looks
and manga and shit.
the box art looks RPG as heck.
The website's starting to slow down on my laptop, so I can't hover over the games anymore.
It's okay, I bet you. But no, I think that's a strong pick. It was on my list of ones to go through, depending on where it shakes out. But February 1st, so not too long to wait for that one.
Sometimes I feel like the release date does influence your picks, where it's just like, I'll get this one because it's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because like Vitz was like bottom of the league for like a good while last year, and then his games just started popping out, and it's just like, oh shit, he's got like 10 games in like 10 weeks, and they're all popping up.
Yeah, with the Spider-Man 2 to boot kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you had Diablo as well. And it's just like
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
So, hang on, how many picks they've got 6 picks left, right? Alfie and Keith.
1, 2, 3.
3
4,
each.
5, 3
Yeah.
each.
Someone's definitely getting an interesting game. But for now, Keith is getting Avowed.
Nice. I have to say the key art they showed for this at the developer _ direct was beautiful. If you haven't had a chance to go check that out, then yeah, be sure to check
Just
that.
have a feeling this game is gonna be reviewed. It's gonna get.
It's just Moody this week. Uh-oh. I mean,
I guess the internet didn't want to hear his point, his opinion.
I'm like the anticipation.
He's
I
back.
have.
What's wrong?
Dude, you may have to say all that again. You cut out for us, my friend.
He's cutting out again.
It's not me.
Well, I'm saying it is.
Sorry, there may be a
don't know
contestant.
if
You
you
cut out
can
for all
hear
of
it.
us.
I'm not downloading anything. It's not me.
No. Well, the three of us are all
Uh-huh.
still here.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm afraid to speak.
No, you're back. You're back now.
Okay, let's just move on and get to the next game.
No, I really want to know. I really want to know the end of your sentence about Avowed.
I think Avowed's going to be getting the stigma of Starfield. Of like, it's old based. It's like it's game mechanics and all like that are old. I know it's a developer who you really like, Amy. I can appreciate that.
I'm not going to jump in for that. What I was going to say is like I appreciate and understand that might happen, but counterpoint to that, this is what Starfield could have been.
Yes.
Yeah, it could have, but I don't know.
Could
I just
swing
have
in
a
the other
feeling.
direction.
Another video game where a character has the Killmonger head. There are other hairstyles out there, people.
So, Elfie's next game is Little Nightmares 3.
Ooh. Okay, this is
I was tempted to take this, but it's developed by not the
was gonna say,
developer
they
from
got
1
engineers,
and 2.
right?
Yeah.
So
Which could do an amazing job. If they come out and do an amazing job, fantastic, fair play. I can't wait to give this game a go because I love the sequel. The sequel I thought was really, really good.
Okay, then Russ, it's question time.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
do you have a game? Do you have a title on your list beginning with S and ending in Suicide Squad? Kill the Justice League, because it
No,
seems
it
like a
does-
very
no.
you pick.
No.
Okay.
Oh, we're
Good.
doing the thing where we warn him this time.
No, I don't have that on my list.
Okay, good.
I've probably got other picks that are just as bad, but I don't have that one.
Okay.
I
Because you get 2 bites of the cherry.
I do. Yeah, I do.
I feel like that's a fair warning. It's like, no, don't take that game. Don't. Even if it comes up in the auto draft for the others, I'm gonna skip that game. I ain't doing them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the
Wait,
second
what?
page.
That's not fair. That's all draft. That is the list.
I'm not doing them like that. They're gonna blame me, even though it's automatic. Like if Keith wakes up tomorrow and he's got Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League in his team,
And he has one of us that's counter picked it, waiting for 20 points.
he knows where I live.
I'm gonna have to go search for this one.
And unlike the rest of you, he can walk to my house.
Fair.
That one's been taken.
Okay.
Interesting list I still have left. I've got a couple of games still going. It's interesting.
Good for you, my friend.
Like I say, I gotta sit back and see what's gonna drop to me next. So,
It's kind of out of your hands at this point, isn't it? It's
a bit, yeah. Like it's the thing of it's the double-edged sword of I get to pick 2 games in pretty rapid succession, but like then so many games just get taken before it comes back to me. It's like
You get 1 taken before it gets to you, and then afterwards you get 2 taken before it gets back to you.
Yeah.
It's like
I've just got to play the cards I'm dealt. But the last time I was in this position in the draft, I won. So I'm taking that as a good sign.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like the people around me, like drafting, will save me from myself.
Yeah. It's like it's a really interesting thing. Like Vitz, a lot of people could think like Vitz is in like one of the worst positions because he has to wait 5 games. He loses 5 games apart from the one obviously he's claimed right at the beginning. Then he gets to do 2, but then he has to wait 10 games.
I think those first 2 picks being back to back are really powerful.
It can be powerful, but then he's just waiting. There's one on my list. There's another one on my list. There's another one on my list. There's another one. There's 10 games on my list, and they're going.
Heavy wears the crown.
Yeah, the crown is a heavy burden. So,
Welcome to the club, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
I know you, me, and Amy have both had the crown before.
Yeah, we've been champions. I mean, only one of us is a 2-time champion. You know.
Yeah, but you didn't. You haven't done back to back.
That's coming.
Well, 2025.
Yeah.
The end of
Not this
2025. I was going to say, yeah.
25-26 season, right? Yeah, that's it.
25, 26.
Mhm.
Those are my years.
What are we thinking, Russ?
I'm thinking
Suicide Squad.
Fuck y'all. I
uh,
want to
going
shoot purple
for-
tanks.
Test
Yeah.
Drive,
Test Drive Unlimited, Solar Crown.
Justin?
That's a solid pick.
No,
I hope
I've
so.
never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
But I
yeah.
mean, I don't do
So-
driving games, so.
I do,
Yeah.
but I've never heard of
They're
it.
the ones that
Test
have done
Drive.
quite well in the past, so
Yeah, Test Drive is a storied franchise, but they have typically lent to open world driving. This is more Forza Horizon than a Forza Motorsport kind of thing. So yeah, but it's been an age since the last one came out. This one has gone through a little bit of development hell. So at some point it was, I understand it was scrapped and they restarted again, kind of thing. So we're interested to see how this comes out. I think a lot of it comes down to the vehicles that you're in, what they've managed to license, and in terms of like the very latest cars and supercars and hypercars. So rather than race cars and things. But yeah, we're interested to see what it's like.
I mean, Dead Island 2 went through development hell, and that game was really good.
Holy shit, it really is me, isn't it? That's stalling all the time.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Holy shit.
right.
Well,
Ready for the
we'll have
next
to
one?
pick another video site to go on, Amy.
You
ready?
Yeah, right, we're ready. Got the next one coming.
Suicide
I
Squad.
don't know if I really want this, but
Suicide Squad Trilogy.
Suicide Squad.
the Alters. Yeah.
That's a new one on
yeah, I know about that one.
Nope.
Oh, that's interesting. That could go either way. That.
Yeah,
That-
so it
yeah,
looks
yeah,
interesting,
yeah.
but
Looks
like
really interesting.
not really much information like from
Yeah.
what I looked at today. So
Yeah.
Please.
Interesting pick there.
Enlighten me. While I say
We've seen it before, Amy. Both
different
of us, I think.
stories for like the
Yeah.
same character, effectively, or at least different.
He's cloning
events.
himself
Yeah.
all the time and effort. We've seen it,
develop-
Amy. I think at the Summer Games Fest.
Developed
Oh,
by
probably don't
11-bit
remember.
Studios, coming to PS5, Windows, Xbox.
developed by 11-bit Studios.
Apparently.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Damn. They made This War of Mine, which was a really, really good game.
Built on the UE4 engine.
They know we're on UE5, right?
God,
Right.
I'm watching that one game just creep closer and closer to the top. Just like, man, someone's gonna be mad at me. But Alfie's next game is gonna be Homeworld 3.
Nice.
I was contemplating that. I picked it last year and it didn't come out, obviously. And I was just sort of like, do I go for it this year? Usually when I do, I usually have a bad tendency to not do that well.
They've been talking about it a lot more, I think, lately. Over like close to the end of last year, so it
was fucking-
screams like it could be coming this year.
No, I'm not saying it won't come this year. I'm just saying, generally speaking, whenever I pick a game the following year, it doesn't do that. So
Well, you had a
That's
better
true,
year
that's
than
true.
last year. That was him last year. Sorry, I'm pointing at Moody. I realize I'm probably not pointing at the same
Yes.
person for everybody else.
Yes.
All of Moody's games got.
I hope it
fucking
does all right.
delayed in about the
Looks-
span of a week.
Basically, yeah.
Keith's next game
remember
belongs
what it
in a
is after it.
museum.
Okay.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yeah, I
Can I ask
don't know
what
why.
your- Yeah, I just want to ask what your thoughts are for everybody.
Well, for Indiana
if you-
Jones and the Great Circle.
Well, so me coming into it relatively recently, obviously, because I don't keep up with games, it's just like, oh, okay, an Indiana Jones game. I think I've saw it with mentioned within the last few days, actually. So it was okay. I realized it's made by Bethesda. And it's sort of like, the visuals look okay from whatever sort of whether it's like generated or if it's in game. I can't remember now, but so like, I don't know, like. The last film didn't do great, and I'm sure the game will be different. It'll be interesting and all the rest of it. But I don't know. I just felt like I'll I'll wait until after it comes out and then sort of make my thoughts on it. Basically,
I'll go next because my thoughts on it are really quick. I was watching Super Mario Sunshine 100% speedrun and have not seen the trailer.
I liked what I saw.
Mm.
I was
Cool.
very surprised. Don't know if it'll hit this year, but they obviously know more than we do, obviously, because of their development,
yeah.
and they know how far they're into it. I like the choice of voice actor. Like, I'm a big fan of Troy Baker, and I think he does really does stellar work. And he looks like he's got a good mix between him and Harrison Ford. So it's like, yeah. The only thing I was more surprised that it's Harrison Ford's face and
Likeness.
everything.
Yeah.
Likeness. I thought they were going to just do their own one and everything like that, but no, it's been between films, and I'm just like, okay, that's what you want to do, that's fine. But either way, as long as it's a great game and it's enjoyable, that's absolutely fine. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, for me, so for those who don't know or haven't read up on it yet, it's the game itself is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, so outside of Indy 4 and 5 kind of thing. Yeah, it's a terrible name. The Great Circle is an awful name.
Name's not important.
But yeah,
It's the first
I
half
don't know
of
what
the name that's important.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, for me, it was something about the character models. They didn't either. They hadn't got their final pass of visuals and all the rest of it done, and they just needed to get together this trailer. But something looked off about them. Whether it's just uncanny valley, because to your point, Moody, like they're going for Harrison Ford's likeness, and because we've seen them so much on screen, kind of like lots of people are familiar with their face and stuff like that. So maybe obviously it's still in development, and we'll see, and it's going to come to Game Pass, so we'll be sure to give it a try there. I hope it's fun. The whole discourse about it being first person, but that's what machine games do kind of thing. Wolfenstein is there's a reason why they're brilliant at what they do when it comes to
Nazi punching guys.
Yes, 100%.
There's a lot of things you can do with a Nazi and a hatchet. I did see that part like on social media.
Yeah.
I won't lie, I was one of them to a certain point, but I like what you're saying, Vitz. It's machine games. I knew what I was going to get. I would have been surprised if it wasn't first person, But no, yeah, it's like, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it could be something good. There's no doubt about it because of what happened last year with last year's film, and I think there is a stigma against Indiana Jones right now and the franchise in general. But I think there's a stigma in general against big IPs. So it's like, if it could come out and it's great and everyone's like, it's back, it's alive, and all like that, and then the next thing comes out, oh shit, it's died again, and it's just like, well,
and I think just
like Transformers sort of thing, right?
It's amazing, it's terrible, it's amazing.
There's no middle.
They're gonna reboot that again.
Not to stretch this point out too far, but like the thing you were saying about the visuals seeming a bit off. From doing from my years of like doing lots of pre-release stuff for games, I tend to overlook that. Unless the game is like quite imminent, like within like the next couple of months or something, just because it's not. That's not
a lot can change between now and the release date. There's no doubt about
you should
that.
see the states I have seen. Yeah, I've seen some games in some fucking states.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing I think it was this particular title shown at the developer _director, or was another one, but for some reason in the behind the scenes, like in the mocap recording sessions, Ashley Burch was blurred out, and I've got no idea why. But for those who are excited about the game,
that's because does he do acting in general? Like, I can't remember. Like, does he do like visual acting, or is it just all voice work?
Oh, Ashley does it. She does it all.
So could it be? No.
She's in the Mythic Quest TV show, isn't she?
Yeah.
Could it be because she's in something and she looks a certain way, and therefore they're trying to keep that secret?
Could be. Yeah. I get what you mean. Like some actors might rock up with a mustache, and that might allude to certain other roles that they're working on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like shave a beard off and whatever.
And
it's
remove it from
get
their
cleaned
face.
up for a particular role, sort of thing.
Moody, my friend, it's on
Right.
you.
I am not messing around with this one. I believe Switch 2 is coming this year, and I believe this is the launch title. I'm going Metroid Prime 4.
Wow.
Wow. You the combination of Hollow Knight and Metroid. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call in the business. That's what we call risk reward.
Yes.
Also, I was
That-
100% going to pick Metroid Prime 4 as my last pick.
I was saying to myself, it's not getting back to me if I left it this time. Like
Yeah.
I rode the boat and everything.
It
and I was,
would have.
It wouldn't have, because if I didn't pick it and
gonna
I'd
check
left
something.
it to my last one, oh no, the next one is my last one, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, you
But
would have.
yeah, I was like, I was like, oh god, can
It's
I
all
risk
good.
this one last time? No, I was like, nah, I'm not risking it. Just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm checking something
It's all good.
on my phone. Ooh, we're not picking that one. Well, let me just check the Open Critic of the previous release of this. Oh,
I just did that with a game that was on my list. I
oh
was like,
no.
nope. It turns out they didn't like that one.
No,
Not so
turns
much.
out they didn't. What's funny is I remember Mick, the nanobiologist, he reviewed it and he really liked it.
Mm.
And then I was like, so I thought, oh, I must have got a pretty decent Open Critic. No, it didn't. In that case,
Keep in mind what you're thinking, because I want to ask you which game that is after we've finished.
I'll tell you when it comes up, because it's
If it comes up.
no, it is definitely.
Oh,
gonna
it is,
come
is
up.
it?
Yeah. My next pick is Open Roads.
Nice.
And
So
Panda
my-
Interactive,
So my dumb brain gets Pacific Drive and Open Roads mixed up sometimes.
because they're coming out on the same day.
That'd be why then.
And they're both about cars.
Yeah.
They both have cars in a prominent
You know me,
role.
I like the games with the brum brums in it.
Well, now you don't need to worry about it, because they're both my games.
There you go.
Oh, I got Test Drive Unlimited.
Mm.
All right, Vitz, it's your
I
final
did
two
last
picks, sir. What you going
Okay.
for?
I was probably gonna do a Metroid Prime 4 thing for my last pick, and now I have to readjust.
Yeah, because your last pick was going to be Metroid Prime 4, so if I didn't take it, it was going to take it, so it never got back to me.
Oh, it was a pick of it's like I always have to pick a game that I know isn't coming out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, here's one thing. I'm gonna just talk this one out. Do I go with the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo Switch? It's coming out this year, and they're gonna bring a Mario Kart to it. But
I mean, look, I took a drink from that chalice once before.
yeah,
And I got poisoned by that chalice.
Yeah, she listened to Jeff Gubb saying it was coming out last year or the year before that or whatever it was, and he
I was
failed
not-
her.
I was not. Look, I was not wrong. I didn't even know Jeff Grubb said that.
Wasn't
But
it like an update?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
they're releasing
convinced
DLC.
there was going to be a new Mario Kart, and there was. It was just DLC for the current one. My hunch was correct, more or less.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna go for is Iuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. That's gonna be
That was the
one.
game.
Yeah.
72, the previous one
Hey.
on Open Critic.
No wait, I've added to my watch list. I don't want to do that. I want to draft that game.
I mean, you'll definitely be watching it.
There you go.
The thing that kept me thinking, should I pick it anyway? Because it's the team
I
that
did
made
do that.
the classic Suikoden games
Mm.
on PlayStation.
Oh, so this was
1.
the franchise you were talking about?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay. The last one got a 72. Interesting.
Yeah, it was like a preview. They revealed it years ago
Oh,
on
snap.
Xbox.
It's me to go again, right?
And,
Yes, you got your final
Your
pick,
last,
sir.
last pick. Yeah.
There was like the prequel game, which was like a smaller prologue to the main game, which is coming out in April.
All right. Okay, I'm hoping that Yacht Club Games comes through again. We're going Mina the Hollower.
Yeah, I was going to go for
That's
that
a
one.
fair pick.
Respect.
All right. Looking at my list, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7 games coming out in the first half of 2024. One game that hasn't been announced. And one that says early 2024. So I feel like I can.
Do you trust it?
No. I feel like I can take a bit of a risk here, though. Suicide Squad.
Yes, kill the Justice League.
No, I'm just kidding.
We don't like killing the Justice
Look,
League.
all I'm
I
saying
just
is,
wanna say that.
I know how stressful counter picking can be, and I just want to give someone an easy counter pick. That's all I'm saying.
It's a kindness, is what you're doing.
I'm doing someone a favor. Really.
What did you pick, Amy?
Dragon Age Dreadful, baby.
Interesting.
I still don't think it's coming out this year, but
No, do I.
You never know,
that's
right?
it. And they're going to show it off extensively in the summer, which means Summer Games Fest. Probably be the show title, and
I still
everything.
think they're going to do their own thing.
For everyone,
I don't.
For everyone screaming at their version of YouTube or audio device they're listening to, saying, "Why haven't they picked things like Alan Wake DLC or Elden Ring DLC, that kind of thing? Those
We
are ineligible this year." Yeah.
I'm already trying to figure out what I'm going to counter pick, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
Can I count
It
my own game? Is
really
that the thing?
fucking isn't easy.
Yeah, can I pick my own games?
Yeah.
We are on Moody, right? Yeah, we are on Moody.
Yes,
Cool.
we are.
Do I-
He's probably
I get first counter pick
analyzing.
choice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, mine.
The problem is, Elfie hasn't picked Skull and Bones for being counter picking again this year. Hey, Russ, you know everything we were just saying about Suicide Squad? Just leave it. Just forget it. It's fine. It's going to be great.
I've just looked at this one preview. It's brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, the profile picture is a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League character, but I'm sure it's completely
Yeah.
unbiased.
Yeah.
Dragon Age Dreadful wasn't on my list. I
Go
went
for it.
off.
Why
I went
not?
off the
I'll
map
go for
that
this one. Let's go for this one. Search. Yep. I am gonna go for the other game that we haven't talked about. That was at the Xbox's developer direct. Aya History Untold, I think it's
Okay.
called.
So this is like the Civ game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Civ, but not Civ.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That is my final pick.
Great stuff. That's a strong list.
You said I'm gonna go for the other game, and I literally was like, "What was at the Xbox developer direct?" And I was like, "I was watching Mario at the time."
Yeah, you were watching Mario, Amy.
Yahoo! That wasn't Xbox.
Exactly.
Right. Who's next? Is it Keith? Oh,
Yeah,
It
it's
is Keith.
Oh,
It
fuck.
is, yeah.
Keith, look, right. And these guys can vouch for me. I'm just going off what the thing says to do. All right. So Keith's next game is Pal World.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You've
I've been
got-
watching it creep up and up and up and up, and I'm like, so I counted it. Someone's definitely getting it.
Oh dear.
So that's
It's in early access, and it's
I mean, Nintendo are going to shut that thing down before we release early access.
if the game gets closed down because Nintendo sued them, I'll probably just delete it from Keith's list for him without him using
Okay.
a pick, because I feel like those are exceptional circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Especially
Alf's
considering
final game?
he didn't pick it himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if he
Yeah.
was dumb enough to pick it himself, then fine, whatever.
And then what's Elfie going with?
You know what? Like, if it comes out, it's gonna do some numbers. Rift of the Necro Dancer.
Nice.
I had a look at it and I was just like,
I had this drafted on another league I'm involved with.
Crypt of the
Oh,
Necro
nice.
Dancer is amazing. Cadence of Hyrule is amazing. So I'm going into this thinking this is gonna be fucking amazing too.
Oh, awesome. I never heard of it, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to
Yeah,
go
it's
with something I
it's-
know of.
It's a sequel to a game Keith played on stream during a charity stream once.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Um, But no, I don't know. It's really good. It's a really good game. It's like Zelda, but it's also like a rhythm game. You do everything to the beat, so like moving, and you just bump into things to attack them. And then Nintendo let them make a Zelda version of it called
Sure
Cadence of
did.
Hyrule, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
What is your final game, Russ?
well, there's some options. Probably all bad, but Let's have a look here. We'll see what is actually going to pop up here.
See, I want to have a look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some good options just on the first page.
The first page, like, yeah,
I can
South
tell you
Park
what they are
is
because I might buy them.
tease, you know, the
Yeah.
South Park Snow Day, but don't really, no, Suicide Squad? Nope.
Like after the previews, I'm expecting them to come out and say, "Yeah, we're delaying this, guys."
Yeah.
I don't think you can. There's no distance you could delay that game for
No,
it to
it's
actually
it's
get
just
good reviews,
fundamentally, it's fundamentally dull.
it's like Redfall. Like when we talked about Redfall on the podcast, me, and like it's buggy and glitchy, and that's distracting from the very fundamental game design problems that Redfall had. Where it's like if they fixed every glitch and bug, it's still not that good of a game.
So, see if this one pops up.
Unless they make a completely different game, like we just cancelled Suicide Squad and made a different game. I don't see how they would be able to rescue it.
Here we go for this.
Why not?
Let's have it. Well, it's there to pick.
Can't argue with that.
That's some logic.
No one else picked it.
No one else can.
Right, so yeah, we'll go with that. So,
Three crazy cats in a trench
Living up
coat.
to his
Oh,
name.
you could have called it Three Crazy Cats in a Trench Coat. I just thought of that.
You
Damn.
still can. Change your
um,
publisher name.
Can I call my team Three Crazy Cats in a Trench Coat? Three Silk Songs in a Trench Coat.
Yeah.
That'll be my team name next year when it still hasn't come out. It might be my team name next year anyway, just for the crack.
Okay, yeah, no, we're gonna go with that. Right.
Let's pick both the big Konami games that are coming out.
All
this
right.
year.
So what was Simon the Sorcerer Origins?
Nice. I have not heard of
I've
this
never
game.
heard of it.
No,
That's probably a bad
Even
thing.
Moody hasn't heard of it.
I haven't heard of a lot of things. So
Let's go to quick Google.
Simon the Sorcerer
Small Things Studios.
Origins.
It's a prequel to the acclaimed
Yeah,
saga
it's
or
called
to
Origins.
saga of point and click adventure games.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the original.
1993.
Oh, that might be why I've never heard of it. Yeah, Simon the Sorcerer is a 1993 point-and-click adventure game developed for Amiga and MS-DOS.
Give me where is it?
This jabroni is
Color
in
of
the
Magic
Bible.
vibes.
Wow, so because obviously Metacritic didn't exist back then,
Mm.
but on Game Rankings, which was Metacritic of the time, it has 86%.
Interesting.
Yeah, apparently it was a big deal.
I mean, this dude was in the Bible. Simon was a Samaritan magus or religious figure of the 1st century AD and converted to Christianity.
In 2011, Adventure Gamers, which is a website, named Simon the Sorcerer the 44th best adventure game ever released.
That's
Guess
some
it's
props.
in top 50 at least.
Well, I mean, you think about how many games exist.
Yeah.
It's like
Back then, yeah.
It's like how many video games exist? Top 50 is pretty good.
Doesn't have a release date, but we'll see. I don't think it's.
There's a part of me that wants to
Sounds
just
like
counter pick it because I've never heard of the fucking thing.
I know, right?
Like, as soon as it's like my eyes are just drawn directly to it now. It's
I'm
like,
sure somebody will.
and that's not a good way to decide how to counter pick something. So Vitz, you're up. Unless you want to go, do we go through?
Do you want to do
go
it?
through
Let's
all
just
this?
say, do you want to go through?
Let's give it a
Yeah,
cheeky
let's-
rundown.
Let's give it a run.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Three Crazy Cats. We've got Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. We've got Black Myth Wukong. Star Wars Outlaws, Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, Silent Hill 2 Remake, Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, The Altars, and Simon the Sorcerer Origins.
Can I make a motion to the podcast?
Mhm.
Motion away.
For 2024, can we exclusively call it Metal Gear Solid Triangle? Snake Eater.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
I think
What
it's
a
funny
thrill.
that I'm the only one who said yes to that. And he was like,
Fine, that'll do.
we have a consensus. Moody said yes.
Well, technically, I'm also voting for Keith and Elfie.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how democracy works.
It's like in the last draft when Keith did Like a Dragon Ishin, and me and Moody referred to it with the exclamation point for the entire year.
We did. Yeah, because he was like, Ishin.
And that's what we did. Oh yeah.
And then at the end of the year, I was like, Ishin's one of my favorite games.
If you try to take Ishin off of the list, I'm going to Ishin you in the face.
Yes.
So we've got the next one. We've got Elf Daughter. Actually going to play games this year. She has Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Princess Peach Showtime, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2, Helldivers 2, Little Nightmares 3, Homeworld 3, and Rift of the Necro Dancer.
I just want to say, like, Russ, can I ask a question?
Yeah, of
Why
course you
didn't
can.
take Final Fantasy VII, may I ask?
But it's
I don't
coming out
know.
Soon. It's not like there's no press for this game.
I know, right? I know
Like
that's
a
got
Dragon's literally
dates,
this
got
week,
thing.
next week.
I know. It was right at the top of the list. It wasn't like it wasn't visible. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like it.
That's
Didn't feel
fair.
like it.
You know
That's
what?
fair. That's
Like
fair.
a Dragon is going to do really well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah.
And
I'll love it. I won't lie. I'm not wishing this. I believe both games are going to be brilliant, but I will laugh if Like a Dragon has a higher rate in Final Fantasy VII, even if it's just by
I
one
think it's
fucking
possible.
point.
I think
It's possible. Yeah, no doubt. But I will
think
laugh.
What you got to remember about, and as someone who just played the game over the Christmas, what you got to remember about the previous game is it was the first like Yakuza game that did the turn-based RPG stuff, and it was rough. Like in places, like that turn-based stuff was rough. So like they've had an entire like what has it been like 3-4 years to like refine.
Yeah, they've had about 4 or 5 years.
refine the combat. So like you're looking at like if they've nailed the combat, it's a big step up. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm really excited, but they could fumble real hard with that game.
It has the power to be incredibly divisive among the critics of people who hold Final Fantasy VII close to their heart more than anything, more than their loved ones, actually.
Like they've set themselves up to for either glory or utter destruction, and there is I don't think there is in between. But anyway, who have we got next? Mr. On Goodwill Ambassador. We've got a Keith. It's got an interesting list. Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin, The Plucky Squire, Hades 2, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, Avowed, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Power.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta shoot them all.
It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what the end of the year looks like, knowing what, like, obviously we don't know what the scores are and anything for the future for these games and everything. It's going to be interesting what's going to be for both
what gets
him and Elf by the end of the year.
Like,
Because they obviously weren't able to be here and they had to go for the auto thing, so it's interesting. For me, Attack of the Smegheads, it's Hollow Knight Silk Song, Paper Mario, The 1,000-Year Door Remake, Unicorn Overlord, Frostpunk 2, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Remake, Glad Blue Fantasy Relink, Metro Prime 4, and Aria History Untold.
Banger of a list.
Yeah,
I think that's my strongest list I've had ever, and I won 2 years ago.
Unicorn Overlord stings. I'm not gonna lie. Like, like I wouldn't have changed my picks that I took Tekken 8 and Senua's Saga, but it still stings a bit.
Yeah.
Even on my list.
Metroid Prime 4 was just funny because I was gonna take that as a meme. But yeah, anyway, my list. Silk Song is just a shadow on the wall of a cave. I've got Tekken 8, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, unannounced Mario mainline 3D Mario platformer, Pacific Drive, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons remake, Animal Well, Open Roads, and just for a laugh, Dragon Age Dreadwolf.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
the meme out of your list, Amy, is the unannounced mainline 3D Mario platform. For me, personally, because I just don't think they're going to do the one this year. I think they'll release with Metroid Prime 4 as their main game, and Mario will be next year.
I
Step up
think
to the plate and counterpick it then.
put
Step up
your
to the
money where your
plate and
mouth is.
counterpick it. Yeah.
It'd be
I
chill
think
Fuck,
thinking about
mate.
it.
if they're going to launch the Switch, if they're going to launch a new Switch, they're going to launch it with Mario. And
Yeah.
to reference myself, referencing a different game, I believe
Didn't
Metroid
do-
Prime 4 is just a shadow on the wall of a cave.
They didn't launch the Switch with a Mario game.
There you
No,
go.
It came
it was
out.
Zelda, wasn't it?
Semantics.
No, it's not.
It was in the same year, all right?
That's
Just
fair,
facts.
but it didn't release with it.
Launch window and all that shit. What I'm trying
I
to
know.
say is Metroid Prime 4 is not coming out for another few years. And Dragon Age Dreadwolf is a way bigger meme. Especially
And the
already
champion of champions.
Oh, no, a champion once.
Champion, yeah.
If we have a
Yeah.
champion of champions in a couple of
amongst
years' time.
champions.
A
There you
champion
go.
among champions. And Russ.
For roll dice and play nice. That's hard.
Sorry. Yeah.
Russ won a special achievement at the beginning of
He
this
did.
podcast for his performance last year.
And nobody told him to wrap it up in the acceptance speech or anything. It was all good.
We don't do that shit here.
Yeah. For roll dice and play nice, we have Metaphor Refantasio, Persona 3 Reload, Earthblade, The Rise of the Golden Idol, Under Night in Birth 2, Sis Celeste, Visions of Mana, Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes, and Mina the Hollower.
It's an interesting list. I won't lie. When you said metaphor thingy as your one you want to claim, I was like, you bastard. That was going to be my first game I was going to pick. I won't lie.
That was it. I knew. I wanted this game more than Rebirth, only because I think it's got the potential to do more.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thinking behind it.
That's fair.
I had it on.
If it comes out,
I had it on. Well, I was going to go. That was where I was going. I had it on
Yeah.
my list, but I wasn't hopeful I was going to get it because I wasn't going to pick it first, no matter what.
Yeah.
And B, like it has great potential to not come out this year.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It is an Atlas game. They could be like, well, you're going to get the Japanese version this year, but we're not going to allow reviews drop.
Well, no,
See you
like-
next year, motherfuckers.
It's out in Japan. Like, oh, good, yeah, great.
Is it kind of pick time, my friends?
It is, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not one to look a GIF os in the mouth, so I'm going
Yeah.
Dragon Age Dreadwolf.
See,
Thank
I'm
you,
just
Amy.
always doing you favors.
Yeah, this is it.
Can see what's at the end then.
Either a gift source of 0 points lost or it's a gift source of 0 points gained. Because if it does come out this year,
Yeah, I was going to say there's the elephant in the
Yeah.
room.
yeah,
That this
what if
game
it's
could be
amazing?
bad.
good.
But
God,
what
man.
if?
And if she gets any points, I think it's going to be like minuscule by the end. Yeah, where it doesn't dent your score that much at all of it. So it's like I hope like it is a great game and everything because
Oh yeah.
like Inquisition's my favorite. Is my favorite. My favorite. I've only played that one. I haven't played the other two. I love Inquisition. Like I've started replaying it again lately, and I'm just like, God, please don't fuck it up. When I was playing it, I was like, please. But I just have no faith in them right now.
All right, where's my
But
book?
Amy, are you going to go up against what was it, the 44th best adventure game in the world?
Yeah. I am. Where is it?
Simon, the Sorcerer Origins.
Now, I want to point out, this isn't because I've not heard of it, and this isn't because I think it's going to be a bad game. It's purely because I think it's going to be one of those games that if it does come out this year, it's not going to get enough reviews. For
Reviewed,
Because
yeah.
I saw that happen to a couple of Keith's games last year as well. That's genuinely where I'm coming from with that one. Like, because I'm looking at other ones and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I could counterpick that. Oh, I could counterpick that. And then it's like, but if they come out, it's going to be like the scene at the beginning of Terminator 2 where she's at the fence and the nuclear explosion turns her into a skeleton. And I don't want that. That looked uncomfortable.
And I am picking a remake that is getting developed by a developer who we just do not have any faith in. And that is Silent Hill 2 remake.
Moody's list, now counting the counter pick, is the definition of risk reward. The swing could be monumental. And I
Have to
respect
pick for
right.
Fable for Keith now.
Can I do this automatically?
I don't think you can you?
Does it just automatically pick the one with the lowest hype rating, or how does it work?
There is a way to do it, but I don't want to accidentally do Russ's counter pick automatically as well.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Edit player or draft. Aha. Hopefully this doesn't reset all of their games.
Let's hope not.
Everybody remember what you had.
Well, it will just be theirs. I'm turning it on for those two.
Right, okay.
Did it work? Yes, it did. Oh dear.
Oh no.
So,
what have you done?
No, it's done it. They've counterpicked. So Mr. On Goodwill Ambassador, which is Keith's team, has counterpicked Metroid Prime 4 automatically.
Oh.
Nothing to do with
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
And actually going to play games this week. Yeah, Elf Daughter has
Star Wars.
counterpicked Star Wars Outlaws.
To be fair, I think that
Didn't
has
change for me.
I
changed?
just refreshed it and it has for me. I
Yes,
had to
I've refreshed it.
I
It's
have had
changed
to
for me.
refresh, yeah.
Yeah.
Russ,
That's my pick.
Russ's team has a lot of targets on it all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, yeah.
To be
sure.
fair, I can see Star Wars Outlaws being delayed into 2025. And not to say that it's gonna, it looks to be shaping up as a bad game or anything like that. It's just there's no window on that game as far as I know.
No, I can see it coming out. Like Ubisoft have been pretty good about release dates in the past few years. And you know what? Like I've been seeing a lot of positive buzz for that Avatar game. Like I know it's a different developer and stuff, but like a lot of people I follow on Bluesky have been like saying they really enjoyed the game, which is awesome. But I think that one's gonna hurt. Was it Elfie who counterpicked it? Yeah. I think that one's gonna hurt Elfie a bit. It wasn't my fault. I pushed a button. These.
Hey, you have 3 witnesses here. You did everything above board.
And Metroid Prime 4, I mean, that's just like if it comes out, I mean, Terminator, Skeleton. Nothing I can do about it.
You've still got plenty of picks, Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Alfie's entire team, Keith's entire team,
I'm looking at the
Keith's
thing right
entire team.
If you're looking for suggestions, I don't think Power World is the worst one you can go with.
That was my first.
That
was the first one I was thinking of going with, to be honest.
I think there's a chance. I think Indiana Jones could be a good one as well.
I don't think
it might not come out.
Exist in 12 months.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You don't lose points. You don't gain any points either, though.
Yeah.
Right. Is that still? Yeah. So I've turned off their auto draft.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that it doesn't stop buying games for them.
Draft kind of pick.
I'll send pictures of their teams to them, and I'll send a picture of me just going.
That's it.
That's the way the cookie crumble.
If you want to blame someone, pick
if
a
I was
deity,
any one of
deity.
them, I would say Elf's probably going to be the happier.
Oh, especially getting
just from the first 3 picks alone.
If those were my list,
We'll go with Pal World.
And the draft is complete. What have you picked? Did you pick Pal World?
If
Congratulations,
that was me,
everybody.
like if that was me, I'd be happier with Elfie's list than Keith's list, purely because of early access. Like if Hades 2 wasn't coming out in early access, I'd probably be happier with Keith's list, and I'd probably drop Pal World tomorrow. But apart from that, it's a good solid list. I just looked at the upcoming release schedule. I have 3 games coming out within 2 days.
Nice. I have 1.
Me and Russ are going toe to toe on Friday.
Oh yes,
with
Tekken 8.
and Like a Dragon, surrounded by.
Oh really? three of you are, because I know
Yeah,
Vitz's first
Monday
game is the
night
day
and,
before, but you basically all three of you are fighting over the weekend,
Yeah,
and then I swoop in at the end next week.
sure.
Oop, soup.
Or not
I'm
next
gonna
week. The
have
week
a
after,
I'm
should I
gonna
say.
have a very good idea of how my year is gonna go by the end of February. I
Some of
feel
these other
like
games in there.
Pacific Drive, Open Roads, and Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons remake are all coming out in the same week. So I think by then, once that's happened, I'm gonna have a good idea of where I'm at,
Yeah.
how I'm looking.
So let's I want to have a look. So projected
Yeah, actually, that's a good
has Fairwald as the winner.
point.
Yay!
If all stands well, you know.
Well, the projected points are based on hype factor, so in
Yeah,
theory,
yeah, I know, yeah.
it should their lists should start high and get lower as they go down.
So I think he's third again. So hey, third time's the charm
Yeah.
again.
stage.
And Russ finishes last again. It's only prediction.
The strays this man is catching.
I mean, it's got me as fifth, which would be a hell of a fucking collapse.
And Vitz just drops like as well.
Moody finishing third.
Yeah.
I live here, baby.
Born to bronze place. You gotta love it.
This is my home now.
This is my happy place.
I mean, the projected points all through the last few months of the year were taking Silksong, giving me points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all the way to the end, it was like, Amy's going to finish in first. And I was like, I mean, I might, but not because of the reasons you're saying.
Yeah.
I think this year is going to be more interesting for Fantasy Critic in terms of pickups, because I think 2024, it's less obvious what the breakout games are going to be.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like last year, by the time the first few months of the year were done, we kind of had an idea of which games were going to pop
And it
up.
was so heavily weighted with like banger after banger after banger title kind of thing. This year, it's still a mystery in terms of what might turn up,
Yeah.
what might shadow drop, that kind of thing. I mean, shadow drops don't help us in this instance, but yeah,
Unless we already have them.
yeah, that's it. Unannounced games.
I mean, hey, like
Mhm.
that's it's gonna be a good it's gonna be a good fun year. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this was good fun.
This is probably the least confident I've been in my gaming knowledge going into a Fantasy Critic specifically. Where I was building the list, and I was like, that's why my tier 1 was so long, not because I was like, yeah, there's going to be loads of like absolute 95 out of 100 bangers, but because I was like, any one of these games could do that. We'll see how many of them do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're good. And then I'll probably get into first place, and then Simon the Sorcerer Origins will come out, and it'll fucking bury me.
Yes.
96.
44th best adventure game of all time. Fucking choke slam through the fucking
I
floor.
quite
of
like
Fantasy Critic.
click adventures actually.
Same.
I do quite, yeah.
They review well, like a lot of the times.
Desponia was probably the last ones I played,
I
which
remember
were
those games. Yeah.
Why I picked two of them, basically, kinda Frostpunk and R.
Ara.
Like
Alright,
they're Civs games, but like they're point and click at the same time. So it's like I was thinking,
Whole lot of pointing, whole lot of clicking.
Hell
all
yeah.
about clicking.
We'll be doing a lot of that this year.
Yeah. Keeping track like last year.
Yeah,
Freaking-
you were you were like. It's funny because outside of Moody, and then towards the end of the year, Vitz, because they were on the podcast. Like you were the person who kept track of it the best. Like I
was on there. I was on there every other week almost,
I
making just having a look and keeping trying to
I
stay
never
up
had
to
to send you
date.
gentle reminders to be like, hey, Fantasy Critic still exists,
Yeah.
Mind you, Vitz, because I did that for all three of the others. All two of the others, but Vitz's was the funniest response, where I was like, hey, like Fantasy Critic still a thing? And he just went, oh, cool, and filled his entire team up in one go. And it paid off.
There you go.
Cool, that's going to do it for this episode of the Words About Games podcast, our Fantasy Critic Draft 2024. Good luck to everybody. Let's have a fun. Let's have a clean game. Nobody going on social media begging game reviewers for 10 out of 10 reviews.
I mean, who would do this?
Who would
I
do
don't
that?
even think they would listen, even if I
Who
begged.
would do that?
So...
Who would do
Who would
something
do
like
that?
that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like
I'm
going
gonna
on
start
social media and
DMing
say, "Hey, Suck Song, how about you give us a release date this year?"
Is it out yet?
Hey,
How about now?
Nintendo,
How about now?
how about you tell us Prime's coming out this year?
I'm going to drive to Team Cherry.
Just knocking on the window. Is it done yet? How about now?
Meet the Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
I know, it's going to be fun.
I'll be like this. Do you want me to QA test it for you to make sure it's working?
Look, I got a lot riding on this game.
Yeah.
So
Amy's
it's
been
available
making
for
fun of me
hire.
for the last 6 months. That's gonna do it. Let's get out of here. Have a great week.
Peace, everybody.
Peace out.
Bye.